The housing market isn't crashing, it's frozen solid. And for most people, that's actually worse than a crash. The Federal Housing Finance Agency had found that the rate lock-in effect, where homeowners refused to give up their cheap mortgages, it prevented 1.72 million home sales between 2022 and 2024. This isn't just bad news for buyers, it's quietly deciding who gets to build real wealth over the next decade and who gets locked out of the game for good. Let me tell you about a deal that almost died right on my desk. Now, a real estate agent, they called me in a panic over the weekend. Her client was buying $1 million home, putting 20% down, and they were all set to go. But they made one mistake. They didn't lock their rate in early, and while they sat waiting on the sidelines, the market jumped to 7.75%. Payment ballooned, the whole deal is about to die on arrival, and the buyer's ready to walk from their dream home that they had months of searching for as a perfect place for them, and it was all about to vanish because of a number they couldn't control. So here's what your boy did. Instead of letting the deal collapse, I went straight to the seller and negotiated an $18,000 seller concession. It's money where the seller agreed to put that to something called a 2-1 buy down. The 18 grand, it dropped the buyer's rate to a 5.75 the first year, saving them $12,000, and 6.75 in the second year, saving another $6,000. And the payment became affordable again, the buyer signed, and everyone walked away happy. Same house, same price, same 7.75 market. The only thing that would change is just knowing which lever to pull. That's the whole game in a frozen market. The deal's almost never actually dead. You just have to know the right move. Most people see 7.75 as the rate and a payment they can't stomach, and they assume it's over. So they give up and they end up waiting another year. But a frozen market doesn't just kill deals, it hides tools that actually save them. And those tools are exactly what I'm about to hand you right now. Now, I already know exactly what a lot of you are thinking. Andrew, why would I buy anything right now? I'll just wait for rates to come down and prices to finally crash. Now, I hear you, but here's the cold truth. The crash that you're waiting for is the very reason the market's frozen, and waiting is the most expensive move that you can actually make. Now, remember that lock-in number that 60% of homeowners are sitting on mortgages under 4%? And they're not selling for anything, which means inventory stays low and prices stay sticky. On top of that, the FHFA found that the same lock-in actually pushed home prices up about 7% because so few homes are for sale that buyers end up fighting over whatever scraps are left. So the crash you're praying for, it's being canceled out by the freeze itself. And while you wait for a deal that may never come, rent, it keeps climbing month over month. Your landlord keeps building wealth on your back, and the home you wanted keeps drifting further out of reach. The people who win in a market like this aren't the ones who wait around for perfect. They're the ones who know how to make today's numbers actually work. The good news is these moves, they're not that complicated, and they aren't reserved for the rich. They're just unknown to most people, which is exactly why most people stay stuck on the outside looking in. So let me walk you through the exact moves to do that, one by one, whether you're buying your very first home or stacking your next rental. This is the mindset that changes everything. So really let that sink in for a second. You marry the house, but you date the rate. And that one simple shift in thinking is worth more than any market prediction you'll ever hear. The property you buy and the price you lock in today, they're permanent, but your interest rate is temporary. You can refinance that rate the moment the market drops, but you can never go back and buy that house at today's price once everyone else jumps back in. And they will jump back in. Think about it. The second rates fall, every single one of those frozen buyers who's been waiting on the sidelines comes flooding back at the exact same time. And they all start bidding against each other and against the next person for the same tiny pile of homes. So price spikes overnight. The person that waited for the perfect rate ends up paying $50,000 or $100,000 more for the same exact house, which wipes out every dollar that lower rate was supposed to save them, and then some. Buying now means you lock the price in now while the competition is still scared off, and then you simply refinance into a better rate whenever they fall. And here's the quiet truth that nobody tells you, that refinancing later, it's cheap and routine compared to overpaying for the house itself. A refinance is a few $1,000s and an afternoon of paperwork. Overpaying by 6 figures follows you for 30 years. Now picture a $500,000 home today. If you wait 2 years for rates to drop and prices climb just 10% in that frozen market, that same home now runs you $550,000. So you handed over an extra 50 grand just for the privilege of waiting. No rate cut on earth could ever make that back. So the math almost always favors locking the asset now and dating the rate until it improves later. Now you control the property. You let the rate come to you. That's how you win a game everyone else is too scared to ever play. Here's the move that saved my client's deal, and you can use it too. The 2-1 buy down, it's amazing, and in a frozen market, it's pure gold. Now here's how it works. Say you're buying $1 million home and the market rate is a spicy 7%. You ask the seller to give up $18,000 of their proceeds at closing to fund a rate buy down. That money drops your rate to 5% in the first year, which saves you about $1,000 a month, and 6% in the second year saves you about $500 a month, before it settles at the normal 7% for the remaining 28 years. Now you get 2 full years of breathing room at a much lower payment, which is often exactly the window you need before you can refinance. See where we're going with this? And here's why this works so well right now in a frozen market where sellers, they're nervous and their homes are just sitting there month after month, so they're far more willing to throw in a concession to finally get the deal done and sell you the property. All you have to do is ask, and most buyers, they just never do, which is exactly why most buyers overpay. The worst the seller can say is no, and in a market that's this slow, a whole lot of them will say yes just to get their house sold and move on with their life. Now, if the seller flat out refuses to pay, you can fund a smaller 1-0 buy down yourself, which drops your rate about 1% for the first year while you settle into the home. Either way, you're turning a 7% market into a 5% feeling for the years that matter most. Now, on that $1 million home example, the first 2 years alone put about $18,000 back in the buyer's pocket. And by the time the buy down actually wears off, rates have often moved enough to refinance into something better for good. Quick thing before the next move. Now go down in the description, click the link, and grab my free cheat sheet that breaks down every one of these rate saving programs and the exact numbers side by side. It's completely free, go grab it. Now, let me warn you about the mistake a lot of people make when rates are high, because this one can quietly sink you. To dodge a high payment, folks reach for an adjustable rate mortgage, an ARM. On paper, it looks tempting because it might shave your rate from 6.5 down to 6.25, and in a tight month, that sounds like a lifeline, right? But that tiny savings is just bait on the hook, and that hook is brutal. An ARM is a ticking clock. You get a fixed rate for 2, 3, 5, maybe 10 years, then adjust to whatever the market's doing, with no say from you or anyone, right? So if rates are still high when that clock runs out, you can't refinance because your income changed or the home doesn't appraise for the value, right? Your car payment jumped hundreds or even thousands of dollars overnight, and you could lose the house entirely when you can't afford the new adjusted payment. Now, I've watched it happen to good people who thought they were being clever. That's the fast lane to financially living in a van down by the river. A 1/4 point of savings, it's never really worth foreclosure tomorrow. If it is, don't buy the house. So please, stick to a safe 30-year fixed rate mortgage every time and refinance later when it makes sense. Don't bite off a bigger piece than you can chew just to make a scary payment look a little smaller for a year or two. Now, safe and boring builds wealth slowly and surely. Fancy and risky loses houses fast. In a market this uncertain, a 30-year fix is the one thing that you can fully count on, that no matter what, whatever rates do next, that kind of certainty is worth far more than shaving off a 1/4 point a day. If you're an investor, listen up, because a frozen market, it's actually a gift to you. Now, while everyone else is scared and they're all sitting still on the sidelines, there's way less competition for the deals that are definitely out there. Now, fewer buyers at the table mean less bidding, more motivated sellers, and prices you can actually negotiate. Imagine that. When it's a complete opposite of a frenzy, right? The frenzy is where you fight in the hot market. So go find a distressed property, the kind that nobody else wants to touch, and grab it with a no ratio DSCR loan. It's a loan that doesn't even check the rent to qualify you. So you could buy a vacant or beat up place, even at a spicy rate of 8.5 to 9.25. Now remember, that rate is only temporary. You spend a few months renovating the property, you get a solid renter in place so it starts cash flowing, and then you refinance out of that high rate and into a much friendlier 6% DSCR loan. And let me show you why getting out of expensive short-term money and why it matters so much. A lot of investors, they get stuck on hard money or private loans at 12% interest only. And on a $1 million loan, $10,000 a month bleeding out of the door, right? Plus up to 4 points up front. 4 points is $40,000 gone before you even turn the key. Now, move that exact same loan into a 30-year fixed DSCR around 7%, and you could save roughly $36,000 a year in payments, plus tens of thousands more in future closing costs you'll never have to pay again. The DSCR loan is the GOAT of all investment mortgages because it qualifies you on the property's income, not your personal paycheck or your tax returns. So a high rate market full of scared buyers becomes your personal shopping spree. You're not sitting around waiting for the market to get easy. You're using tools that make today's market work. And that head start, it quietly compounds for years and years while everyone else just stays frozen. So while the rest of the market is frozen in fear, you're quietly buying assets at a discount and lowering your rate the second the property's ready. That's how smart money keeps moving when everyone else is stuck. Here's acquire to move that most people, they never hear about, and it can actually shave your rate in a big way. Now in investment loans, you can actually trade a little flexibility for a much lower rate by accepting a prepayment penalty. Here's the deal. You agree not to sell or refinance for 3 or even 5 years. In exchange, the lender drops your interest rate. So a 5-year prepayment penalty could knock a full 1% to 1.5% off your rate, taking an 8% loan down to a 6.5%. On a $400,000 loan, 1.5% difference is about $350 a month, which is more than $4,000 a year, and over $20,000 across the 5 years. Now think about that. If you're buying a rental to hold on for the long haul anyway, you weren't planning to sell or refinance it in the next few years, so you get a lower rate for a promise you were already going to keep. Now you can save hundreds of dollars every single month for the entire life of the loan. Always remember, he or she who lends the money makes the rules. So the better you understand those rules, the more you can bend them in your favor instead of sitting there letting them quietly work against you. Let me give you 2 more tools for when a deal is right on the edge, because in a frozen market, the math's almost always tight. Now first, the DSCR shortfall. Sometimes a property's mortgage is $7,000 a month, but the market rent only comes in at $5,600 a month, which doesn't fully cover the payment. Now most people think that the deal's dead, but it's not. You can still buy it by bumping your down payment from 20% up to 25 or 30% and accepting a slightly higher rate, maybe 7.5% instead of 7%. Yes, you cover a small gap out of your pocket each month for now, but you own a cash flowing asset in a market where almost nobody else can even get a deal closed. And once rents actually rise to catch up, that shortfall quietly flips into a surplus. Second, the appraisal gap. Now low inventory forces buyers into bidding wars. So say you offer $700,000 to win a home, but it only appraises for $600,000. The bank will only lend on that $600,000, leaving a $100,000 gap. Now, instead of dragging an extra $100,000 in cash to close on that purchase, you restructure the loan, drop your down payment to 5% with PMI, and use your freed up cash to bridge that gap. Now, PMI feels like a dirty word to a lot of people, but it's a small monthly cost that you can drop later once the home gains value. And it's a whole lot cheaper than walking away from a property that you really want. Knowing moves like these is exactly how you make sure that no lender and no seller can ever pull the wool over your eyes. These aren't bubblegum and rainbow scenarios. They're the real everyday levers that close deals when everyone else just throws up their hands and says, it just can't be done. Every single one of them is a way to keep moving forward while the rest of the market stays frozen in place. So here's what I need you to walk away with today. Now, a frozen market, it scares most people into doing absolutely nothing. And that's the exact reason the few who act will quietly pull miles ahead. Your rate, it's temporary. The property you lock in today, it's forever. And the right loan, it turns the stock market into the biggest opportunity of your life. So go watch this next video, right? Watch this one right here. Before you start investing in real estate in 2026, DSCR Loans Explained. This is our next video because it shows you the exact loan that you keep buying while everyone else is frozen on the sidelines. It's right here, load on your screen, make sure you go watch it, press play, and check it out.